And in other news, not so happy. The Panda hardware team has provided an important quote and unfortunate end quote update on its upcoming GameCube style Panda controller. It's been cancelled. The Kickstarter at least. So stated that it's due to difficulties with their manufacturing partner and blackouts in China due to COVID. The Kickstarter raised over 2.5 million Australian dollars so far, so surpassing all the stretch goals, estimated for delivery on December 2022, and the Kickstarter has been cancelled. So we covered this a week or two ago. It would have been 2 weeks ago.
It was like 4 weeks
really?
ago.
Was it that far?
That's how quick this month has gone.
Yeah, I mean, like,
crazy.
I was like really bummed out about this. I was kind of a bit blown away by it because it kind of got so much hype, so much energy behind it. I got to a point where I'm like, I probably have to get one of these things.
We covered this on our show on the 5th of November.
No.
Wow.
Sorry, no, not November. December. No, 5th of December.
Okay, that's more.
December, yeah.
No,
So
my
that's
note
ago,
said
yeah.
November, but that's just another example, like this show, of me not updating the date in our little intro.
Hey, I handled that all right.
You did. You didn't blame me for it. So I was waiting for it.
I was thinking of it. Yeah, but yeah, what? It seems like they're still going to do this. So they're talking about getting internal funding. I don't know, man. Like, what do you think about this, Winnie? This is like a weird one.
Yeah, look, it completely sucks. Like it must have been heartbreaking for them to have to make this call, because we've had other Kickstarters and other projects like this on a similar level. Yeah, where they just delay.
Days.
Yeah, where they just delay and just delay. But the problem with Kickstarter, and if I get some of this info wrong, then I'm wrong. But I believe, once the Kickstarter's ended, there's it's you can't just free fund people, right?
Yeah.
So the idea was they don't know when they're going to be able to deliver this. They know there's massive demand, way higher than their expectations. They can now use that demand to gain, as you said, internal funding, because they know they can point to the number. And I think they just wanted to not deal with the headache. And they just said, look, we're going to cancel and refund everyone, because they literally don't know when it's going to be ready. So.
That's really cool, though, that, clearly they don't just take the money and piss off, or take the money and say, we spent the $2.6 million doing R&D and our partners couldn't deliver, blah, and sorry, too bad, so sad. The fact that they're refunding it is actually pretty good. You don't get that all the time on Kickstarter. There's almost an expectation there that it's a risk. You put the money in, hopefully they'll deliver the product. Like, chances are they will if they want to maintain their reputation, but it doesn't always happen. So I think it's really good that at least they're taking this approach. So there's still a chance that they'll do something. And
I think they'll always
won't
get
be too pissed.
It's just the idea of them holding on to the funds to 2023, 24 potentially.
That would have pissed people off too much.
And the negative energy that would drive.
Yeah.
People just go, oh my God, when are they going to do this? Like,
they took the right approach, I think.
Especially that they're growing their brand in the, like with the Nintendo tournaments and all that stuff. Like, they couldn't risk their brand was on such a high, they couldn't risk it.
Yeah, I think that Nintendo part of it is like massive. And then it always sort of makes me wonder, like, there's two big speculation that I have. I do wonder if Nintendo are like kind of, because they're getting close to them. Like, they're going to host a whole, Smash series with them. That's really crazy and interesting. And I just look at it and I kind of wonder, I'm like, like, imagine if Nintendo are going to co-brand or do something crazy like that. I mean, Nintendo have been doing a few things like that recently, like allowing like indie studios to take, Zelda and create, like with the Crypto the Necrodancer, that was crazy that they made a spin-off game there. That's one part. The other part is I feel like, with the whole chip shortage, stock, supply chain problems, they probably, we're just getting a really bad deal. And then I wonder, and this is probably the negative side of it and the cynical side, I do wonder if they look at it and go, man, we're going to just take a bath on this if we sell it at this price. What we could do is cancel the whole thing, bring some, like have a new pre-order thing midway through next year, and do for one day you can get that same price that we listed and then end it, or even go, for the first 10,000 people, you can get an X price, and then beyond that, it's going to be an adjusted price or something like that, or even adjust it from the start. And, you know, if they do that, I think people will get pretty pissed. But I don't know. I just kind of wonder about that. Because it's like $90, this controller. There's a lot of technology in it.
Well,
Like,
they
a
will.
lot.
I don't know the legalities of this, but they will have lists of people that had signed up to the Kickstarter, so they could potentially even offer, if they have to increase the price, they could offer at the original price to those people as a goodwill thing.
I don't know if they'll be able to do that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like a legal.
Yeah, I don't know the
thing,
legal
mean-
side of that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, they could potentially. That'd
That'd be
a
smart.
possible option.
Yeah.
But how much are people willing to pay as well? Because
heaps more
It's
than
heaps
it's
more, I
listed.
reckon. I mean, when you look at the Xbox Elite controller, that's what, $250 Australian RRP.
It's a very different thing, though.
I know
like,
it's a
in
different
terms of
thing, but I'm
quality of
talking
product.
about the you know, if you're comparing the functionality that it has, and to be honest, I was disappointed at the quality of the $250 Xbox Elite
I kind
controller.
of agree
I
with
remember
you,
when I got
Mike.
the
I feel
original,
like
it was pretty
this
shit.
thing was kind of
for that kind of
way
money.
crazier than the Xbox
Yeah, I feel like
controller.
the functionality wise, this almost does
Dude,
more
you can
stuff.
code
I'm not
this
talking.
in that
No, I'm not talking
sense.
functionality. I'm
But-
talking like the build quality. Like the
To-
build
so
quality.
to
I
me, it was
can't.
just- the
I
original
can't
was
speak
shit.
to. I can't speak to the Elite
Yeah.
One.
Fight,
The Elite.
fight.
No, I can't speak to the Elite One because I've never had one. The Elite Two feels like it's
premium-
it
it's
feels
premium.
ridiculously premium.
Well, you'd bloody expect it for
Whereas the
$250,
Panic
but,
Control, while
yeah.
it seemed cool and I was considering getting one, it kind of looked, and that's what I'm saying, like it looked, because I obviously never got to feel it. It definitely looked like a more budget item than anything like
Of course,
the
yeah, but
Elite
this is
controller.
why it's, you know, 90 US, which would be, let's say, 150 here versus 250. So
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think I
Yeah.
think comparing those two kind of things is pointless because
I know it's pointless,
they're
but what I'm saying
targeting
is
very different people and they're very different style of products.
But what I was trying to get at is that clearly, you know, the Elite controller, if people are willing to pay $250 to get a few extra buttons, effectively what it comes down to, and a premium feeling controller, I can imagine that people that are really into tournament gaming are willing to spend quite a bit to play those kind of games. You know what I mean? So
Well, they definitely are. I
could
think
probably increase the price a bit.
the better comparison is the fact that they already shell out a lot just for GameCube controllers already. So
Yeah,
and
exactly. That's right, yeah. So-
that's the target market for this.
Yeah.
So
I kind of disagree with you, Sweeney. I think Mike's point is pretty apt. It's people are willing to spend a lot more money on controllers than I think console manufacturers previously realized. And I feel like that extends to GameCube controllers, that extends to
I didn't.
You
Of
know,
course they are. I'm not
yeah.
saying that. I just don't think comparing the Xbox Elite controller to this thing. I think it's pointless. I think we need to compare it to what they currently do, which is go out and buy actual GameCube controllers or similar products.
yeah, look, I
So-
think that I'll never disagree with that is the most accurate way to compare, right? People
Yeah.
are willing to pay $250 to get the right GameCube controller.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be willing to pay $90 to get one that's pre-done and they can program, of course, right? But I think Mike's point is pretty apt, though, that people are just willing to spend more money on this kind of stuff, right?
I
Like,
know,
I
I
would
know.
pay way more money if I could get a better Switch Pro controller. Like, the D-pad on the Switch Pro controller sucks, right? And it's not as bad as the Xbox 360 D-pad, but it's not that much better. But yeah, like, it's funny. I don't know. I find the whole pricing thing in this space really weird. Like, and I'm coming from obviously a business person perspective, but like with the Pocket, I'm going to like show it up on the screen for the 5th time now. Like, this thing could have been priced at, it was priced at $199, right? It could have been priced at $399 and it would have sold the exact same amount of units. As a business person, I find that weird. Like, I don't understand that. Can you explain that to me? Oh, you can't?
You're expecting answers from us? No, not happening.
I just think it's weird.
maybe, I don't know.
I can make literally twice as much money, and then that's all profit. That's like not even twice as much money. They could be making like 5 times as much money.
I mean, that's reaching. You know, that's delivered would have been over $600.
Dude, I would have bought this
I
at
wouldn't have.
$399. I would have.
Okay, yeah, I guess I
there,
wouldn't. That's where I would have
there
gone.
is a cutoff line for some
That's a
people.
cutoff
though.
for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
of
Not
course.
for-
You've got the
not for
price
the
curve.
Not for the super enthusiasts, of course. Like they will shell out, but yeah, like because you got to factor
But,
in. There's some people
yeah.
that also will actually go in and buy games for this as well. So they
Yeah,
kind of need to
absolutely. A
factor
lot of
that in,
people would. I
so-
mean, I have to do that. So,
Yeah, no,
but a lot
like,
of people, you're right, would have paid $400 US.
no, for sure. That's just the supply demand curve. My point is they only made like 10,000 of these or some ballpark like that, right? Like you're gonna have 10,000 maniacs like me, easy, minimum,
easy.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's what I don't understand because they're never gonna sell a million of these. I don't know why they price it like
You know
they're
what-
gonna sell a million.
You know what someone needs to do? They need to go and make an entire like segment based on how many potential analog pockets could the analog company sell based on the Cybertruck and Tesla.
Over here we have.
I think that was the third, I think that was the Mike. That was the third episode of our show that Intergot went insane.
wow.
I like that stuff.
That's awesome.
We've
Crazy.
gotten rid
I
of
think it
all
was
that
the third
stuff.
episode. Go check that out if you're interested.
Cool.
Well, I've got nothing else to say about this Panda thing. I will check it out when they reissue it and see how much it is and everything like that. Yeah, I'm just nervous that it's going to be more than it was going to be. And then that's going to be interesting. So let's get on to our last news.